March 8th marks 2024 International Women's Day and our Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose. Authors are here to inspire us to forward the Inspiring Inclusion mission, this year's theme, and to share their wisdom for creating a better world. So I wanted to turn it over today, our live stream today, to our authors and have us kick off with the one and only Gail Watson, who is our founder of Women Speakers Association. Hey, Gail.
Hey, everybody, and super excited to be surrounded by such amazing women on this special day. We talk about International Women's Day being one day. I think it's every day, personally. And as we gather to celebrate International Women's Day, we stand united in honoring the remarkable achievements of women across the globe. And today is a day of reflection and action, a day to recognize the strides we've made towards gender equity and the work that still lies ahead. It's a day to celebrate the spirit of women who break barriers, challenge the status quo, and pave the way for future generations. Let us come together to uplift all women's voices, share their stories, and commit to creating a world where every woman and girl can realize her full potential. So happy International Women's Day, everybody.
Happy International Women's Day. Yay. For International Women's Day, we have the heart symbol. So let's all just remind everyone we're here standing for gender equality, for inspiring inclusion, and for, like Gail, you said, uplifting women. So thank you, everyone, for watching. And we have our amazing authors here. Welcome, welcome. And I thought what we do today is take our books out and read a quote to inspire our audience today from our chapters. And Lee, would you kick us off with a quote from your chapter? And then what is the importance of International Women's Day to you?
Thank you, Laura. Yes, I would love to share. The last sentences of my chapter, called Phoenix Rising. Out of the ashes of abandonment, I rose. Out of the trauma of abuse, I rose. Out of the ashes of death, a phoenix rose. International Women's Day for me, and the way it recognizes and inspires women, is really important, because had it not been for the mentors in my life who told me that despite being a woman, I could do whatever I wanted to, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would not be an international best-selling author. And it's really exciting, and it's an honor. And so my wish for International Women's Day is that women all around the world feel the passion and the power and the inspiration of being who they are and living their best lives.
I love how you inspire us, Lee. And that is what we do for each other here at Women Speakers Association. We want to inspire everyone here on our Zoom call here and our live stream. But every woman in the world who's watching, there's hope, because you know why? We have your heart. We have your heart, and we're here for you. So Tracy, share with us a little bit from what is the title of your chapter, a quote from your chapter, and the importance of International Women's Day to you.
Thank you, Laura. So my chapter is being unapologetically me. And my last sentence too is, it's only by being unapologetically ourselves that we can truly find our voice and with our own beautiful personal flair stand out. And, you know, what International Women's Day is about is really, especially this year, inspired inclusion, about gender equality, and a world where difference is valued and celebrated. So I am honored to be part of Women Speakers Association, where truly our mission is about being yourself, making a difference, and standing up on that stage and sharing everything that is sort of within you. What you have to say is important, and we celebrate you.
Yay. I feel celebrated. Thank you. Marcia, I'd like to go over to you now.
Thank you, Laura. The chapter in my book is called Perseverance and Tenacity. Perseverance and tenacity strengthen you as a person with many challenges and opportunities in life. Simply don't just give up and believe in yourself, and you will be unstoppable. Happy International Women's Day to all women, saluting all women in business, uplifting all women on this day to feel inspired and motivated, to lift up every other woman to do what they want to do and live their dreams.
Yay. Let's all do that. Let's live our dreams. And remember to persevere. Thank you, Marcia. Corinna, share with us the title of your chapter, a quote, and what International Women's Day is to you. And you're on mute.
The title of my chapter is called "We Are in a Collective Rite of Passage." And in our desire to find patterns, we have accepted the belief that everything can be broken down into small aspects. As a result, we perceive separation. Instead, we need to look at what is connecting us. And I want to take International Women's Day this year to look at the fact that everybody has a male and a female aspect. And are we willing to own those and bring them forward?
I love that. I love that we are a collective. So thank you. And remembering that, bringing that back on this day. Beautiful. And, you know, March 8th is actually tomorrow here in North America, but I know Marcia and Bridget here down under and Karen are already celebrating the actual International Women's Day because it is March 8th. Yay. So Judy, do share with us about your chapter title and a quote and anything you want to say about International Women's Day.
Of course. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate everyone here today, and congratulations to everyone that has come on this call to share their message. And my chapter is The Compassionate Leader. I'm going to share a little bit about, it's actually about the second paragraph. In a world driven by competition and results, the concept of compassion might seem out of place in the realm of business leadership. The compassionate leader understands that empathy and humanity are not signs of weakness, but rather powerful tools that can transform organizations and inspire greatness. I am thrilled to be here on International Women's Day. Simply because of gatherings like this. So I congratulate everyone here and everyone out there on International Women's Day. Today, we are now gathering more often in bigger communities and supporting each other. And, you know, the whole realm of competition is starting, those walls are starting to break a bit for women. Women are standing up and supporting other women. And it's not necessarily an experience that I had in business over the years. And I absolutely love organizations like Women Speakers Association, because that's what it's all about. It's supporting, lifting up, and helping women rise.
Amen. Woo! Thank you, Judy. Zan, I wanted to come over to you for a quote and your chapter. We've had you read your poem, which is so magnificent in our live streams before, but do share with us that a little bit from your chapter and the importance of International Women's Day.
Thank you, Laura, and happy International Women's Day to everyone. I'm Zan Johns, and my chapter is titled Touching the World, line by line. And I'm going to share a couple statements from my chapter, which says, despite my declaration nearly 4 years ago that I would not speak or appear publicly, today I am an international best-selling author and paid keynote speaker. Moreover, I am at ease and markedly empowered through passion and purpose. For me, International Women's Day represents a formal acknowledgement of us as women. Like Gail, I believe we should be celebrated every day. I wrote a poem recently. The first line of the poem says, "May our voices be as loud as 1,000,000 monarch butterflies." I say, hear us, see us, respect us. WSA, Women Speakers Association, is the epitome of inclusion and inspiration. And today I celebrate us. I celebrate WSA and women across the globe. Thank you.
Just got so many chills on that. Thank you. Wow. Amazing. Wonderful. So Margaret, I want to have you share next about your chapter.
Thank you, Laura. Hello, everyone. I am Margaret Swift Thompson, and I am honored to be in this company of women who I have been on this journey with, and we have been together in this journey of publishing this book. And my chapter is called "I Didn't Know What I Didn't Know," and I'm going to read a little bit from it. So why share my story? I do it because I believe in the healing power of telling our story. Other people sharing their stories has allowed me to see the parts of me that I was blind to. Having the lantern shine on me gave me direction and freedom from the suffering I lived with. The fact that we're doing this on International Women's Day is even more significant because I believe some of the most powerful storytellers that influenced my growth and healing have been women. And unfortunately, we still have a long way to go to see women as equals in our world. But we are powerful, we are strong, and we stand united together in a way that is undeniably beautiful. And I think that we get a bad rap for being competitive and tearing one another down. And as was said before, within this organization of Women Speakers Association, we rally, cheer, cry with, celebrate with, and honor one another as women. And it has been a privilege to be on the journey. And I'd encourage anyone who's interested in sharing their story to consider this platform going forward.
Thank you. Totally agree. We are powerful. Doesn't matter what the world says. We take that on. Awesome. And so going back to down under to Bridget, I'd love to hear about your chapter and your thoughts about International Women's Day.
Hello, ladies. Happy International Women's Day. My chapter title is How I Got Started in Property Management, and I'll just read the last few sentences. The lessons I've learned, the relationships I've built, and the legacy I created will last a lifetime, and I wouldn't have it any other way. In a changing world, one thing I want to say to young women is to never give up. Don't accept that's the way we do things as a reason to not to give up, not to give you the job. The promotion, the career you want to build for yourself. Trust me, it's worth it. You're worth it. And I did a little bit of research in regards to Women's International Day. And I was so excited because this really reached out to me. And this is what I uncovered. That International Women's Day began in New York in March 1857 when female textile workers protested unfair working conditions and unequal rights for women. Clara Zetkin, the leader of the Women's Office for Social Democrat Party in Germany, tabled the idea of International Women's Day. She proposed that every year in every country, there should be a celebration on the same day, a Women's Day. And that I totally believe in gender equality, and that just really reached out to me and touched me. So I'm excited. It's International Women's Day, and we're all celebrating in this magnificent way. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks for the history too. It's great to hear of the women who have been spreading the message, sharing the message, taking the stand for women worldwide. Woo-hoo. All right. Kashan, would you like to go next and share about your chapter title, a quote, and what you're taking, your thoughts about International Women's Day?
Sure. So the title of my chapter is Find the Abundance in a Pile of Ashes. And I'm going to read a little bit from my chapter. It says, to succeed in life, you must be willing to strategically move beyond where you are and keep heading in the direction of your goals constantly. Be willing to do all you can do and call for backup when necessary. Eventually, you will reach the abundance that you desire. And in honor of International Women's Day, I think that the collection of these stories, this book, it couldn't be more true of a testament to that. The one thing that I always note when I think about this project and the experience that Women Speakers Association has provided, I'm constantly reminded that I'm not alone, that I am supported in a community of amazing women. And I have this beautiful book here of everyone's collective journey of what it took to get them to their unique abundance. And so I thought that that is what spoke the loudest to me. And it's the message that I put forth the loudest into my world as I see it. And so I'm just inspired. I'm blessed. I'm motivated to just be a part of just such an amazing community of women.
And thank you for being an amazing part of it. So just like each of us, we are that collective, like you say. Karen, back to our Australia location.
Hi, everyone. So my chapter is called Am I a Ghost? Suddenly I knew I had to run. One of my clearest memories of that moment was how hard it was to fit through the kitchen door. I don't remember running up the stairs to our bedroom, but I remember sitting on the bed crying and thinking, this is not a safe place to be. There's no escape from here. Women support each other every day, but I think International Women's Day really commemorates and celebrates what we all do naturally. But I also think it's a great day to educate men on their unconscious bias that they often grew up with. And so it is, and really, a lot of it, I think, is just educating men on what we expect and where they are perhaps letting us down. And that's how we get the inclusion.
Well said. Woo. And somebody had to say it, right? Thank you, Karen. All right, let's go over to Deborah, then Lynn. And you're on mute, so come off mute.
Hi, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. I celebrate all the wonderful women in my life and the women that I'm going to meet and the wonderful women that I have met through this whole process. And the quote that I want to read comes from my chapter, which is called Revolving Doors. The Universe is your partner. And it's in relation to a time that I was making a huge shift where I had become bankrupt and I had gone to some place, and the women rallied around me to get funding for me to go into the next stage. And at one point I had a lot of self-doubt, and my sweet whisper inside said, this is not about you. This is beyond you. And so what that says to me is we're all here for higher purposes. And this book is really, it's the trials and tribulations of all our lives. And it just shows how strong and agile we are in our whole way of being, so that we want to make that difference in the world. And that's what I celebrate about International Women's Day, is we help each other. I had a whole group of women who were just there cheerleading me and I was able to move on with them behind me, just gently pushing me. So I celebrate all the women, future, past, and now for International Women's Day.
Yay! More hearts. Let's do the heart again. We did at the beginning. This is the symbol of this year's International Women's Day. We have your heart, everyone, just like you said, Deborah. Okay. So Lynn, welcome. I'd love to have you share about your chapter and the meaning of International Women's Day to you.
Well, thank you for doing this, and thank you everyone for being here. My name is Lynn Abate Johnson, and the title chapter is You Are Worthy of Love. And I thought I would share something that's out of context, but when you read the chapter, it will make more sense.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's really, this piece boils down to the essence of why I wrote this. And it's something that Gail and I talked about in the very first conversation. He told me that he drank because I was fat. He'd order me to step on the scale so he could see how much I weighed, as if that was proof of the blame for his addiction. To this day, I am in awe of people who are being abused who make the choice to leave. I think to myself, how did you do that? I wish I would have known how to do that. And, when I think about International Women's Day, I keep thinking about my mom. My mom died in 2017 after a long battle with ovarian cancer, the silent killer. And, she was my original love. She was the first person who loved me and who nurtured me. And I realize I'm very fortunate to have had a mother in the first place, but also a mother who was present. And, I think of the ripple effects that had from my birth and to today, when I have learned actually to mother myself. After my mom died, I had to learn to mother myself. And now I have so many women. This community is a prime example of the women who gravitate toward each other, come together. And I love what Karen said about, including the men in our lives. I'm saying that this book is by women, for women, and the men who love us. So if our men really want to understand us, I think all they need to do is read this book and read all of the chapters in this book. And I think that they will get a sense of, who we are and what we need and how to love us better. So happy International Women's Day.
Woohoo! Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to share a little bit about mine. I love that all of you women have put your hearts into these chapters. This is my 6th or 7th time being in the book. And my chapter is entitled, I'm Laura Rubenstein, my chapter is entitled, Your Joy Transforms the World. There's so much despair and anxiety out there that the smallest of joyous gestures can make a world of difference. You never know how much someone needs another person to give them hope, remind them that their happiness is accessible, and affirm that they are truly special. I didn't realize how much I needed it until my encounter with Emily. So you can read about that in the chapter. And the importance of International Women's Day is just that. Women are the change makers of the world. We need to own it. We need to figure out and take it on. We need to take it on. And I know we are. That's one of my chapter is someone who is taking on that transformation. And I love that we gather in a community, in a collaborative book, to do that, to claim our power to change the world. And we love the men who love us because they know it too. They know they need us. They know that this world without women is not worth being in. And so that is our power, women. Let's take it on, step into it. It doesn't mean anything momentous or masculine like force. It means being our authentic, powerful, loving, incredibly wise selves. And I'm honored to be with all of you who are just that. So happy International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Week. May women continue to be the change makers for a better world. Yay. And Gail, is there anything you'd like to wrap up with?
I'm just so deeply moved and humbled in the presence of these women. And I hope if you're watching this, our gathering here today, that you're feeling each person's energy. I mean, these are change makers and they're stepping into their story, sharing their story. It took great courage for them to share their truths. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you. And I know there's a lot more stories out there. And to the women who are listening today, we're here to help elevate your voice. Every message matters, and you've been gifted with your message. There's no message greater, there's no message less than your message. And I welcome you to share it, invite you to share it. So thank you to each and every one of you. Gosh, you're just so beautiful. And your words were amazing. And you pulled this together. You made this book great. So thank you.
So let's give ourselves a hug and a heart, send that love out. Thank you, Gal. Thank you, all the authors here. You are special. You're doing it. And we will see you on our next episode of Women Speakers Association's WSA TV. Go and have a wonderful celebratory time here on International Women's Day.